whole zone. So we'll start right here. You right click on the map, go to edit zone, and that puts us into a huge combat zone. So right here we're just gonna big square it. Yeah. We could do it that way. I'm gonna show you custom points. So we're gonna mark every little spot that we want it to basically look for, and we're gonna map all the obstacles in this area so it has no issues hunting. I think this is one of the best features of the bot because of how simple they make this. It's just point, click, things are done. This bot is the one I'm running is in English. They do have a Russian version of the bot. Um, Currently, the website l2bot.eu is the English retailer for this bot. So when you go to pick it here, I'll start up the launcher here. We'll go back to the adrenaline folder. It's got an updater. When you run the updater, you can see it's like in Russian. So you pick here, and you pick if you're going to be running the adrenaline in its Russian format or in its English format. Then it's got two settings for maps, and basically the maps includes the other data of the bot. So this is for high 5 or lower, or God and up. So if you're playing the latest official L2s, you're going to select God, and it's going to give you all the proper information to run it. This bot is based on a monthly subscription of $20, and it starts your 30-day process once you start logging with the bot. You can see the bot's here, shows my character. I'm gonna still start pathing again. So come over here, and you're just gonna watch me make a custom path and map out all the obstacles. And I think we're done. It's a little bit small. Here, you know what? I'll just drag these, and we'll add another point here. And I'll just set up detour zones now. I'll show you guys how to do that. So you go to your detour. I like to stay a little bit from it, about this much. And we're going to zoom all the way back in. As you can see, it actually shows it here on the map, this one. So I don't need to walk this one. I can just point, click around it, and make my detour. So when you're done, right click, edit zone, and then it saves it. You can't do more than one detour at a time. So we'll go back into it, detour again, and we're going to start mapping the next giant rock. Alright, so let's see where we're at. Was that this one? Yep. Now we got this right here, which it still does show. So we'll map that one. And we'll kind of get an idea of how far out we need to be. So we should be okay right here. We don't think we need to detour this. So now that we got that set up, we want to start the bot kind of in the middle of the zone. This is where it's going to go back once it doesn't see any more mobs. So this looks like a good center to me. So we'll enable. And we'll set our combat zone to the map that we just drawn. Alright, see how it just targeted that tablet? That's because I was messing with the target settings earlier where it says all NPCs right here. I'm going to put the don't attack. So just unchecked all the NPCs in the game. And we'll kind of move it right to here so you can see a little bit of both. And let's say that you want to come back here. This is a hunting zone that you prefer to hunt in. And you can just right click on the map, hit save zone. And this is my rune bookshelf. And then if we ever come back here, you just go to open zone and select it. It'll reload everything and it's already defined. Or what you could do with the bot, if you don't want it to just sit in the zone like this, you can just kind of go to its combat zone and just put manual. And it will just manually start running around, killing, hunting wherever it finds a mob. Now, if there's a lot of obstacles in places like this place, it can have trouble getting to them. But it tries its best to path around. And we'll just let the bot run around and do its thing. And one of the settings that it has, if you look here, are these little sliders on how fast things go for the bot. Background of the game. If you check off this accelerate magic, it makes your casting slightly faster. It's kind of like macro settings. At higher levels, you'll be able to notice it when you have a max casting speed and you got a lot of skills. Your character almost looks like it's in like a frenzy casting mode. So as you can see, the bot is successfully navigating on its own and hunting. I normally don't like to leave it out like this in this area because there is so many trees, hills, rocks. The Z range is crazy on the mobs. It's all over the place. Mobs could be like 800 up in the air on a mountain top. shot through the mountain for that. The bot doesn't need to be translated into English. This is the English version of the bot. If you look at it, there's two versions of the bot. At l2bot.eu is the English reseller of the bot. As you can see, everything is in English except for the updater. That's the only part that's still in Russian, but everything still is in English here. And they come out with updates, I want to say weekly for the bot. Every time new popular private servers pop up or game guard protection is done, they'll update the protection for that server and the bot will start working on it. Or if the server is not supported on the list, even though it does support hundreds of servers, I mean, if there's a good request for it, they do add the support for that server. If you have, let's say you play on a server that has like those captchas that you gotta enter in some type of letters or numbers to continue playing, there is scripts out there that that can enter this information in for you, and so it can pretty much bypass anything. The bot is a memory-based bot. It's not a man-in-the-middle packet sending bot. It's extremely hard to detect. It currently bypasses Frost, Lame Guard, and Protect. I mean, you pretty much name it, it's bypassing it. It's updated weekly. So the bot's doing pretty good. It's navigating. As you see, it just turned around a tree. Let's see what happens here. Kinda on a house here. Still not clicking around. See what it does. As you see, it's a little bit bumping here. It is trying to move. It's stuck on that house. So I finally clicked to move it out of the way. One of the greatest features of this bot is its robust scripting abilities. The bot is written in Pascal, Delphi, and it's kind of like one of the older, like, first languages released for the bot, and so it takes a little bit of getting used to it compared to other bot languages that are out there, like Lua or like L2Net used to use Jing, which was like custom code. But it's very powerful. It's not too hard to do things. I have some scripts that I've written myself that I've released for free on the website in our script repository. And just for instance here, this is like what a script would look like. This is a pickup script. It basically, while you're hunting, even though you don't need it, the bot can do pickups. But let's say that you're using stuff that's outside the bot. This searches for herbs of mana that are within the area by the drop list and checks by ID. And right here, it's checking the condition of my my mana bar. So if it's under 75%, it'll pick up these herbs here. I also got it picked up to Vitality Replenish, Herbs of Magic, and they were just running the Valentine's event, so they had love potions, which is still on the list here. I got an auto response script, responds to players' messages that they type. Let's see, I don't think the bot sees anything. Yeah, it wandered out of range, killed everything within range. So let's kind of move back into position here. Level 70, so we're moving along pretty good. So turn the bot back on. Yeah, the bot is $20 a month. It's paid through PayPal. In my opinion, when I first found this bot, I didn't want to pay $20. I've been used to using free bots out there for years. I'm like, why do I have to pay for a bot now? I started looking around research. All the free bots, they pretty much died off. I mean, who's going to keep developing, maintaining bots for free? They got to have some type of incentive to keep doing the work. When there's incentive involved, the updates come. So I was kind of hesitant, and I did a little bit of research and found some good reviews about the bot and its abilities to pretty much connect to any server with no anything to be installed. You just start the bot, load the game. That's it. You don't have to modify host files. You don't got to modify game client files, loopback adapters. I mean, very simple starting it up. And after the first few days were a little bit challenging. It was a little bit difficult to get used to the bot the way other ones were done. I mean, I'm not saying it's hard, but just getting used to how everything was done. But after about a week of using the bot and looking through the forums, through their help guides, I mean, the bot is very powerful with what it can do. Yes, this bot does bypass Lame Guard, Frost, and other game client protections out there. It's very powerful. L2 Citadel, they did have a tug of war contest going on. They would come out with an update, stop the bot, and within an hour, the dev released a new version of the bot, bypassed everything that they did in Citadel. Oh, where are we going? Ow! Oh, we fell off the mountain, guys. Somehow still killed the mob. But tug of war, Citadel, and eventually the player base for Citadel just kind of died out because of the constant tug of war banning and everything else. And they just kind of dropped support because the demand for it was low. But it was fighting it. Are we going to be able to jump? No way after that. Alright, so let's turn this off. We're 72. Let's get into a new hunting zone. But I do see on our forums quite often. I'm on there every day. My name is Dark Demo for those who are new to the stream. Our website's located at l2bot.eu. And people constantly come on there. There's a forum. Do we support the server? People post the server, and we got got some people that test the bot on the server based off the information from their websites, and they'll reply back with yes or no. And if it's a no, they go dev's been informed, and normally within about a week, if there's enough popular demand for a new server, they update the bot and it supports that server. It's very nice. Oh, look at this. A player. This is something we don't see often. Look how crazy he's casting. And just to show you, let's click on the player here. I'll show you in the bot. Guy's a elemental summoner, huh? Summoner. Look at that cast speed. He's wearing Dark Crystal. What kind of summoner hunts with no pets? Another person. There was a glitch back when they're doing a lot of updating that certain like versions of the Adrenaline client, it couldn't hook in with the L2 client, and it was due to a DLL file. Now they did fix the error. It did take a couple days, but they fixed the compatibility issue of it not detecting the game client. I mean, when you're dealing with so many private servers, official servers, all these protections, I mean, there's bound to be a conflict at some point. But it was pretty good. I mean, it got fixed quickly, and there hasn't been any issues about that since they did that update. Right now I'm manually killing. I just kind of want to feel the mobs out, see what this place is like, since it's a hunting zone that I'm not used to. They're pretty beefy. I'm trying to see what type of experience we're getting from it. Normally don't see a buffer in your hunting zone. So we just ran back into these players. Let's try the other side. I don't really want to be fighting with other players. Maybe drop down. And we'll just we'll set up right here in this hall. Clear zone. And our edit. And as you see, quickly set up a new zone and just letting it attack. It's a lot of hit points for the mob. Let's see, do we have any new skills to play with? These are very strong mobs. I think I set the zone a little bit too far. So we'll just, we'll put it back to a manual. It'll just kind of like roam on its own. Alright, does anyone have any questions or things to do in the bot? Change what? For the invisible items, it's actually pretty simple. If you go to your drops, they got a setting right here, only mine. The invisible items, from what I've noticed, is they just kind of drop them on the floor. They're not spawned from any monsters. It's a GM actually spawning them in. And when you have the only mine setting here checked, it does not pick them up. I've seen them on the floor, putting them next to my characters, and my characters ignore them. But for those that were wondering, they're called Illusion. They're right here. I was looking at them up earlier in the bot. So if you type Illusion, hit search, it's 1 through 20. These are what they spawn randomly with different amount of numbers around on the floor. They're textureless herbs, and they try to get you to pick them up. I mean, the bot sees them, but your game client wouldn't see them. So even though my bot sees it and I have the setting only pick up mine, it ignores these completely. So you don't have to add these, but you would add them like this. And as you see, they're already set to don't pick up. And these are what they use on officials to try to trap you. And if you want to pick up mana, so was it herb of mana? Do a search. Now there's quite a few here. We're actually add a mana ourselves here. Let's pop a potion and hope it's gives it. Not really giving much. Give me a second here. I'll let this mana potion tick around in the back. So you got your mana potions here that we search for, herb of mana, and you got the different ones that it finds. So We got them all. We're going to hit add. And I like to set, if I'm playing on a mage, I mean, you have a lot of mana to work with. So we have pickup, and if MP is less than 95%, and I also do the in-fight setting right here, because you want to pick it up if you need it. It'll pick it up within the fight, and I normally do about a range of 600, because I'm a mage and my normal skill range is 1100 here. So this is a default setting I would use for the normal ones. So pick up, in fight, 600. And if my MP percentage is less than 95, it'll pick up the normal ones. These are the crappy ones. And then the major ones, I normally do these around 85%. And you notice there's two different ones here with different IDs, so that's why we're doing it twice. Because I'm not 100% sure which one it is that actually drops, but it only takes a few seconds to add another one. And then for the superior herb, which fully restores, we'll set that one to 70%. And that's basically how you would set up your mana pickup. These are conditional pickups, by the way. So if it does not meet these conditions, it kind of ignores them. You don't need to pick up every mana pot or every health pot that drops. You can do the same thing with Herbs of Life. Search, there's all the things again. You just uncheck that last one. I'd never seen this one drop. And you set up your same conditionings. Now let's say that you don't want to pick up anything except for these. What you could do, you see this little bar here? It says all items, all, and it has pickup. If you click on that and hit this button here, it ignores all items in the game except for those listed in the filter page. If they're not listed here, completely ignores all items and won't pick them up. But I've not had any issues playing on officials with their tons of detections that they're using, and I haven't picked it up. Unless I'm in a big hunting zone where I'm killing lots of mobs very quickly, I kind of ignore Adina, which is ID 57. So if you search Adina, just tell it, select it real quick, just uncheck it. Yeah, there's a lot of things you overlook. For instance, like you see these bars down here. They're input bars, yes, but if you actually double click them, it shows a list. It brings up a list of NPCs and mobs. It does it for everything. Same with your parties. Like you click on this, it finds players. These are the players that are around here. So it took me forever to figure this out. I thought these were just bars you type in. You can type the player name and it works. But if you just want to look for who's around you, you just double click. It shows who's around, their player names, and you just check off which ones. You hit add, and then it adds them automatically. So we'll just delete that. We'll turn the bot back on. It does support hotkey functions, as you can see on the first page right here. You can have it run a script upon login, which is pretty good. I like to always run my MP pickup. And as I said before, this accelerate magic, this is basically like having a macro set up. Gives your character that a little bit quicker cast speed. Another setting in here is the manual target search. If you check this here, your bot will still run fully. Like it will keep itself maintained with those 1 minute buffs, like cubics or something like that, that you normally have to constantly cast, and it lets you run around. Now, I normally use this when I'm doing dailies because you're in a group with a lot of people. You don't want to look like a bot, and so you're just running around. And what I'll do, I put next target on my bar, and so I just next target. It selects the mob. It starts killing it. The moment this mob is dead, it stops. It stays there, and it won't do anything until you target again. So this is a good feature for when you're doing dailies with a group of people. You don't want to look bot-like, and actually it just kind of stands there. Next target again. And then there it goes. But we'll take it off of manual target search, so it goes back into its free roam. Does anyone have any questions about the bot? And again, this dark demo here from l2bot.eu. It's running the English version of Adrenaline. There is a Russian version of it, but l2bot.eu is the authorized reseller of the American English version of the bot. We'll just go back into the bot and let you guys actually see it a little bit instead of just a game client. As you can see, it calculates how much XP you're earning per hour, how much SP per hour, Hadina. As it's on its free roam, it is kind of just going everywhere. Let me turn that off. Yeah, I'll go over the events in just a second here. Let me kind of draw this area. So we're going to edit zone, clear it. And alright, now in the event section, there's a lot of different events that go on. For instance, some of the popular ones I like to use is if I'm dead, I have it play a sound file, which you can check here and double click in this. This will be a white space by default when you look at it. At first I thought you had to type in a file name or something. Just double click the white space and select one of the default sound files. So we have die, which just makes that sound, which I don't use that, to be honest. I think it was not for. No, that's my. I play that one when I'm being attacked. I don't exactly remember which one I had. But there's a bunch here. You could just pick whichever. If you're dead. blink the bot. So the bot down here will blink, and you can bring it unminimize, and it'll pull the bot forward in front of your game client. Now you can do some settings before you die, but I'll talk about that in just a second. And you can do some additional stuff like answer from a phrasal list or use an item. Like let's say you have those feathers that revive you if you die. You can just check that off, select it from your inventory list right here. This is updated live of your player's inventory, and it will use that item. So once you have it set up the way you want, which I normally have it unminimize the bot, plays the sound, and I have it pause activity. This basically just pauses the bot, so everything just stops. So I'll pause activity, and then you hit add. Now another event. This used to be a huge detection method that GMs used to use back in the day. They would teleport you. They would take your character, port you 500, 800 away from wherever you were, and if your character instantly started running back, they would they would know your bot. Like your screen's still loading, the black screen, but normally once it's done loading, you see your character's already like halfway back to wherever it was. So what I do, I check myself. Now this is a pretty annoying wave file here, which I'm gonna apologize, but it really gets your attention. So even if your headphones are off, you can hear this. So the Sirena. I would have it play that file. I would have it pause activity and then respond with a phrase here like what happened, what the fuck, lag, whatever you want it to say. So I would normally have it respond, which you can have a pause before it does this. I normally had it anywhere between 8 seconds to like 15 seconds before, because it depends on how much you're typing here. Normally just a few words, and I always pause. You never want it to move back instantly, so you have it pause. And normally for a teleport, I want to know if I'm teleported. That's a bot check for me. And so I always had the pause activity all 9s. I don't want it to hunt no more. If I'm pulled, I want it to play me a sound. I want it to respond with the phrase, which you could just keep putting commas here for a list of phrases. And that's it. So we'll have this, we'll hit add. The other one, attacked by players. Now you can set this up to don't mention party members. Let's say you just have people messing around, you're in party, you're slept or something from doing a boss instance. I see I'm out of mana over here. Let me pop a pot. And also, just a quick second here, I'm going to set up Body of the Mind. So let's take a quick look at how long that's on a cooldown. It's roughly a 2 second. So Body of the Mind, interval, we'll say 2. And if my MP percent less than 95, used in a fight, we're gonna add that. This way, it will constantly use its Body of the Mind to maintain its mana. Got our battle heal if our HP falls below 60%. And we can also set it up to use items. So items, where was that? Mana potion, MP percent less than, say 60, and this had a 20-second cooldown or use time, so we'll put it for 21. and we'll turn it back on. Now, as you see, it just used the mana potion. It is body mining. This way it'll keep our mana stable. Alright, so back to the events. Attack by player. Don't mention party names. Just, like I said, someone being slept or something, waking you up. Yeah, you got a point having an HP, but since I'm using Vamp Claw as one of my skills, my health's not going to be that low. My main character with my ultimate body to mind, since it does take a lot more portion of health, does have a conditional HP on it, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm using Vamp Claws, so I will pretty much always have full life. So type of player, play sound. Normally, I don't have it pause activity or anything. I just want a sound alert. And you could also respond with the phrase like "what the fuck" or something. And that's about it for player attacks. What I like to use a lot is chat. Now, normally when I'm botting, I'm all tapped. I'm not watching the game. I'm either looking at some videos online or reading something. I'm alt tab answering the forums about questions about the bot, and so I want to know when I'm messaged. So I got it set to use. I believe it's HP. Yeah, this is my sound right here, and we have it to monitor private messages and main chat. And if I'm playing with some friends, I would uncheck the don't mention party members. No, the bot is not free. It's a monthly subscription of $20 a month, and it supports 99.8% of all servers out there. It's very rare that it doesn't support any. It bypasses Lame Guard, Game Guard, and Protect. I mean, you name it, Frost, it bypasses. So we have the chat filter here. I just have it normally play a sound, and that's about it for me. I want to know when someone's talking so I can respond. Now there's also some scripts out there which I've written and released on the forums. So I'll show you one right now. If we go to our scripts, we got an auto respawn here. It looks for the phrase bot that's found in text, if anyone types it, and it's got a list of responses right here. So when you have a script, let's say you downloaded one of my scripts, you just go, add this function here. You go in the bot, right here under the map, you hit the script button, little tab, and you hit open. And I was kind of just messing around with this. See right here, I had it print like my username here. I could put class. Not class. There's some variables that you can put for your user, like HP, which is a percentage right here that it's using, or MP. And these are just used in the scripts. So we'll go load up my auto respawn, and this is set on an infinite loop, and it'll just say running here, and if anyone types the word bot to me, it auto responds with some of these phrases. I mean, you can just add more, customize whatever you want. You could change the word that it's looking for. This language here is Pascal or in Delphi. It's not too hard to learn. Just gotta get the basics down. There is some little tutorials on the website that tell you where to go and like getting you a little bit started. And after about a couple weeks, you can have your own scripts running pretty efficiently. So we'll just turn off that for right now. Um, is there any event in particular that you want to know about? I mean, there's a lot here, and each one has different actions. You could set up XP, like if you want to stop hunting in a certain area once you like your level is greater than 82, and then leave the game or go back into character select screen. You could just set those here. So let's say you're trying to awaken a character. So if you're over 84, and we'll just turn off sound. Where was it? Beat off mobs and enter character select screen. And there you're basically sitting at the character select screen until you which will probably time out after a little bit, but or you can just set it to this one right here. This basically like Alt F4 closes your game immediately, which I don't recommend. You normally want to like beat off mobs, make sure you're clear, and then it'll go and just log out gracefully. And you come back the next day and your character's done and sitting on the login screen, and you're the level you wanted to be. They got group settings here. If a player's not found, you can use skills, like if you're a summoner, and just summon that player there. If you go to your party settings, there's some settings in here for accept invitations from. You can just check off my own bot, and accept dialogues from your own bot. So any type of invite you send or anything you send in the bot to itself, if it requires it to like respond to a yes or no answer, you can just have these checked off right here, and it'll always respond to your bot requesting to do something. So I have mine set off like this to auto accept invites from my main character. And on my main character, I would just have my other bots here and put invites, and it automatically invite them into the party. I think we get a class change at 76. Let me kill this mob, and then we'll go back to town and class change and get some new gear. Look at that. Raindrops.
Congratulations. You have transferred to a new class.
Yeah, I plan on saving this broadcast. It's quite long. We're going on 3 hours now of this, and I mean there was a lot discussed about it. Some of it's redundant because of new people coming in and asking, but I do plan on saving this. Since this was a brand new character, it's kind of hard to show people everything they want to see and how to do things when you're too low level. You don't have the skills. You can't really show somebody something. But I do plan on saving this video, and I will post a link to it on our forums. There will be a sub-forum added to video tutorials, which I will be doing video tutorials, also taking requests and showing how to do things in the bot. Some of the features that are constantly requested is out of party buffer. So I do plan on eventually having a buffer. I might need to switch to a different server, a more higher rate, because this server is taking some time to level up. I mean, even though it's only been a few hours, no one wants to sit around waiting a few hours for me to do things. So we get some higher characters, level them all up, and start showing things from there. Get a true little bot train going, and show how they can efficiently hunt and use skills in unison. We're gonna get some weapons here. This one gives a slightly higher. What level or what chronicle are you playing for your buffer? I have a couple scripts. Do you want to do it through the bot, or do you want to run it through scripts? I mean, I would say the bot would probably be the easiest to set up for most people, but um, it does get more tricky when there's more people in your party. If it's just you and then your out of party bot buffer, it's easy. But when you have multiple people in the party, it can get a little tricky depending on how you have it set up. Because normally it's the healer bot that's doing the inviting instead of the damage dealer. But I do have a script written that if you are the damage dealer, you can invite your bot based on your buffs that are remaining. And so I have a couple script versions that help either way. You can put it on your damage dealer or you can put it on your buffer and it'll take care of the party buffs. But I will show you how to, if you're just kind of dual boxing an out of party buffer with a damage dealer, it will show that. Yeah, I made a couple scripts. I got a this is for the God Plus versions of the game. If you're playing high 5 or lower, these scripts will not work on it because of the changes of it. But I can grab you a link real quick. I have it here. Just give me just 1 second. This link right here is for if you're the damage dealer and you're party leader, and let's say you have other people in your party, but your buffer's out of party, you can run this script here, and it'll invite your buffer in the party. Now, if you just want to run your buffer and have your buffer do the inviting and everything else, let me grab that one. I'm actually in the wrong section. If you use that link there, this is to put on the buffer, and it'll take care of everything for you. I don't know if it's worth buying jewels. I'm going to be changing out so quickly. I think I'll hold off. I could have swore I bought a sigil. Oh, don't have enough. Still don't have enough. Alright, well, new gear. Rebuffed. Let's go do a new hunting zone. I mean, yeah, this looks good enough. So, combat zone, we'll do center. We'll point. And we'll change this to 1200 since our skill range isn't that crazy. And as you can see here, the bot is killing things with crazy amount of HP. And do we get any new skills? Whoa. Those things hurt. kind of funny. It's like a tug of war between heals and attacking. So you see, it just picked up the health potions. It did need them. These mobs are very strong in this area. So it's a little quiet right now. I have explained quite a few times on how to do some of the same things over and over. Just kind of leveling up, getting some new skills, which only really needing a few. These things are so vicious. It's like I don't even wear armor when they're attacking me. Yeah, I don't like this area. And just turn the bot off for here. Let's go back to town and try to find a different spot. I have no idea what's here. It's the lady mobs. Whoa, with T-Rexes. Kind of scared. Oh man. I oh, wrecked. Um, for Captain Waffle on stream asking, no, I am not awakened. This is H5. Um, a lot of the users that use the bot do play H5, so it was suggested that I play H5 and show them. And I'm on a private server where a lot of custom stuff, so it's very confusing. Not knowing anything about the server before it came on here is basically like brand new L2 dropped into the server, and at one point I was sitting there for about 10 minutes just trying to figure out where to get gear, how to class change. Things are way different here. As you see, everything's with custom buffs, custom NPCs, and so it wasn't the most friendliest to start off. I probably should have did a little research in the server before I came on instead of stumbling around while live streaming. But I mean, it's that authentic feel of a newcomer to a new server. Let's hope I'll do better somewhere like this. I think I'll just let it roam right now. And we gotta set that up quickly before we start dying too much. So right now I put it with Combat Zone Manual. It's just basically gonna hunt whatever it finds. There's not too many obstacles here. Free open field. Wrecking stuff pretty easy. It's looking pretty good. These custom areas that we went to, I mean, I don't know what's up with them, but everything has like a million health. Everywhere. It's like that's their go-to number for health. A million. But at least these, their M defense is reasonable. I mean, the other ones, like, it was like I was trying to melee them. So this is running the Adrenaline bot, which you can get at l2bot.eu. My name is Dark Demo. Just a form user here, promoting the bot, showing some of its features, answering questions that people normally have about the bot, and showing some basic features of it. I would like to have a higher level character. I prefer playing God Plus with awakened characters because I think they're so much better than these H5 characters. I think the animations are cool and the combinations of skills that you can chain together with the bot. And I could show you some crazy stuff, but we got to see what the skills are like on H5. I mean, I don't really know. It's been too long. But we'll just kind of let it do its thing here, trying to level up. This is a, I believe, 120 rate server. Just a random server I'm on. Here's server details. Server name, anyways, for those interested. Character name in here is L2 Adrenaline. And if we go back into the bot, as you can see, this is the drop list of stuff on the ground. Here's the list of monsters around, distances, their IDs. And this is the Primeval Island map. If you guys have any questions about the bot or features about it or anything in general relating it, just feel free to ask. Um, herd the mobs. I mean, there's conditional attacks. For instance, if I go into my attack tab, I normally do this with AoEs on my mage. If you look right here, mobs around, and let's say you put it greater than, and you could select either if you want the mobs around yourself or your target. So you could put it yourself right here and change the radius, whatever your skills are. Normally, I would do about a 250, and let's say you are trying to herd, as you call it. You could put 15 mobs. So if it's greater than 15 mobs, it's going to use whatever skill it has. Now, what you could do is when you go into, where is it, combat zones, you can do a move using pathing, and you can just move around and add current ones wherever you are, just by just hitting the current button and hitting add, and it'll add it, and then it kind of like draws like a path whichever way you're moving. So another current, another add, and so as you can see, the character is just kind of moving back and forth because that's like the pathing that we have currently set up. So let's delete these, put it back to manual. So you could have it kind of go around in an area, casting a skill every so often, and do it within like a movement of like a U line, whatever you draw. And so it is possible to do it. It may be a little bit harder to set up, but it is something it can do. Yeah, you could set it up to do like a big circle, follow the path. Now it doesn't loop. Let's say like what I've noticed, because I tried making a complete circle in one area, it doesn't get to the end of that circle and then like just skip over and continue on to the first starting point. It reverse backtracks the entire way back to wherever it started. So it's better for like running lines. Like if you're gonna like make like a loop somewhere, like a big U or something, like just look on the bot screen, it'd be easier. If you wanted to draw a line where it follows this right here and then it stops, it will backtrack all the way back to the beginning. That's how that works. It doesn't like complete the loop and just keep running it. It runs back and forth, back and forth. So you could do it that way, where it's running back and forth, casting its hate skills, aggro, whatever you want it, and then once it has X amount of mobs on it, it could set conditions to use its attacks. It does kind of have like a collision setting here, avoid obstacles, where it kind of times out and like kind of like moves a little bit. And I mean that's just for the roaming. Now, when you draw like a map, like let's say I did a map like this. We zoom in a little bit so you can see the mobs here. See them all? Now you can see right here, this is a clear obstacle on the map. I don't even need to be there to tell that. So there's the map, it's filled in. This is a hunting zone. So now you go back to edit map, you go to detour zone, and you can kind of like draw like where to avoid, just like that, and hit it, and then now it puts it in red. So it will completely path around. If your character's right here, it will walk either way to avoid that obstacle to get to wherever it needs to be and kill. So it does have very good logic. So we go back to edit zone. You can add another detour. You get stuck in this tree constantly hunting this mob. So you just say around that tree, and the one that's inside that detour, it will ignore it. It doesn't care about that one mob. But since we're not hunting inside of a combat zone, we're letting it basically free roam here. This isn't needed, but it is possible to set up custom zones where it can avoid every obstacle there is. This little rock right here that you're getting stuck on, a tree, something stupid, you can set it up where it ignores it. So go back in here, clear the zone out. You go, when you set that zone up in there, you check off the map right here, and then make sure you're using the map that you drawn. Now, let's say that it keeps targeting something, a mob stuck in a tree, and you're not a mage like I am right now. Your character's constantly trying to fight this stupid mob in the tree. Change your Z limit. This is your up and down limit right here. If you put it at a 75, I mean, that's pretty much your character's height. If it's taller than your character's head, it's not going to go for it. If it's below it, it's not going to go for it. So you can just play with your Z limits. By default, it's at 150. And, I mean, this calcs, like, these mobs right here. Since they're lower, it normally wouldn't go for them if it's standing right here, because their Z limits were changed at that 75. But at 150, it should have no issues going for them. So, back to manual. You can set up your target search. Like, let's say there was that well, let's look in the bot. You can click on visible NPCs, and this will show you all NPCs that are within the area. And you can just check off like which ones you don't want, or to don't attack, or to set a very high priority. Let's say that they give you something special for killing them, and a lot of people are going for them. You can set it where they're on the highest priorities and counterattacks, where your character will like pretty much go out of its way to hunt these things every time. This is normally good for like dimensional boxes, stuff like that. I normally have alerts set up for things of that nature to let me know that this special NPC that I hardly see spawns. Which you could do the alert in the event tab under NPC. You can type in a name or its ID. I have not been to any katas or necros here. This is a very custom server, lots of custom everything. They do have areas, but most of the HP of just about every mob, it's been changed. Everything has 1,000,000 life, if you look at it right here. Now, some of their defenses are equally up to par with the crazy amount of life, but this area seems like to be normal, where a character with my grade gear should be able to kill it just as quick. So I'm trying to hit 80. They got some type of items here in your inventory for being a newbie, where they give you free S80, 84 gear. Actually, I think it was 84, so I think I have to wait. They constantly get these little notifications, which you can click don't show, tell you more about it. And I think I'm killing enough where I want to kind of go into a more deeper, dangerous area, which I do remember. wish I had mounts and stuff like that. So as I was saying, for newer people, this is the L2 Adrenaline bot from L2bot.eu. The bot is $20 USD per month. It is a 30-day license key bot. Supports 99% of all servers out there. Bypasses lane guards, frost, pretty much everything. So this looks like a more populated area. We'll turn the bot back on here. Zoom in, as you can see, we're drawing a lot of aggro, maybe a little bit too much. Yeah, a little bit too much. You just heard that a little ping right there. That's my death event. And I believe I have it set up in the self heals. When the character's dead, go back to town. So let's rebuff and head back out there, but let's not run dead center into the death zone. Where are you going? Stop it. If I was still running, trying to go somewhere. So we're back in here. Turn back on the bot. And just kind of, right now it's pretty much on a free roam setting in the bot. It doesn't have any like restriction on its combat zone. So it does kind of just wander wherever it wants and kills. Let's put a higher priority here, because we are getting more damage, to prioritize its Vamp Claw. So if my HP percent less than 90 and the target's HP is greater than 0, actually we'll put this to 95. So as you can see in here, that condition set up. Now this is kind of like a survival skill for me. Wait, there we go. L2 Adrenaline is not free. It's a paid bot. It's $20 per month, and you can get it at the L2bot.eu website. I will provide a link for that. I mean, no one likes paying for a bot, but this bot is worth paying for. Earlier throughout this broadcast, I was going over a lot of features, how to set up conditions, attacking, hunting zone, um, with the bot, and it's quite efficient at its hunting. Right now, it's kind of spam healing itself due to conditions. I should probably put a delay on that. Battle heal every 2 seconds. And we'll put up a condition for the so sorry about that. Bot died. It teleported, which was some of my people were asking about events and how to set up. For teleported, it plays that siren alarm. So turn that off. Turn off the dead players. We'll turn off all these events. As you see, it also paused the activity. And as you can see, it used one of the where it responses for when it died. It automatically typed that. I mean, you can program it to pretty much say whatever you want. We're gonna head back to the other area. It's kind of a more open ground and a lot less mobs on it because this one I am being kind of jumped on. So back out here, we'll enable the bot, and it's just going to start basically selecting whatever it's closest to it, navigate towards it, and pick up the drops, which are shown right here. There's information about the target. You can see its attack speed, things it cast. You got your statistics, how much XP you're earning per hour based off its sampling, SP farm per hour, Adena per hour, how many monsters you've killed, times you died, players detected, items that you found. I mean, it keeps track of everything here. Currently, we've been playing for 3 hours, 23 minutes. And just see the bot running, doing its thing. Trying to get up there to 85 to get some of the better gears on. If anyone has any questions about the bot or any features or how to do something in it, just feel free to ask in the channel chat, and I will answer the best of my ability. My name is Dark Demo from the L2bot.eu website. I'm on the forums daily helping newcomers of the bot and answering questions mainly related to scripting related issues on how to do things. I currently have the bot set right now to be more player-like, It doesn't it's not running on crazy casting. It's got delays set up, pauses. So it looks more playerish than like a bot. Which you can see when you go into our target search. We got don't attack at the respawn for 3 seconds. We got target selection pause anywhere from a little over half a second to a little over 2 seconds. You got settings here to don't chaos people, or if it is going to attack something, like if you already had it on target. So for right now, we'll just kind of turn these off, let it run at full speed, and give you an idea what that looks like. Well, I will be ending this stream in about 4 minutes. For those who have enjoyed watching it or like seeing some of the features, you could follow me on this stream channel or visit the website l2bot.eu. My forum name is Dark Demo. I'm on every day answering questions for people. I will be running more tutorial videos, but kind of need to level up a character, so I figured I'd just let the stream go and kind of answer questions as they came along and explain some things at the beginning of the video. I will be saving this and having it posted on the forum for those who feel like watching it or, I don't know, get bored. Now, with the bot, you don't have to run it in window mode or playing it the way I am. What I normally do, I keep the bot on my second window so I can just see things, or I keep it on my first window most of the time and just run my games in like full screen, and it'll run just fine with or without either way. But this way, it's so people can see the bot is doing the actions here, it's doing the work, and they can kind of see what things look like. So if anyone has any questions before in the stream, feel free to ask them. Alright, I'm going to be ending the stream now. Thank you for watching, tuning in. If you like some of the video and answers that you saw here, just follow me. You can visit us on l2bot.eu. This is Dark Demo from the forums. And I will be making more tutorial videos later on when I have more characters. We'll see if I can get some from some of our other forum people, so I can show people how to properly do things instead of having a forever long video with explanations in between. But thank you all for tuning in, and have a good night.